Taking the ball to the basket is one of the most effective ways to score in basketball. Not only do you get inside where you get a close range shot, but there's also a likelihood that you might get fouled. And when you shoot foul shots, that's the easiest way to score in basketball. Today we're going to go through some of the basics of finishing.
All right, we're covering how to do the basic 1 foot, 1 hand layup. There are 4 aspects to this shot. There's the approach and footwork. There's taking off and actually jumping to the hoop. There's the positioning of the ball and how you hold it. And then there's the release and the finish. This is one of the simplest shots in basketball and the easiest ways to score. But there are some potential problems you could have, and we want to make sure you learn how to do it correctly. First, there's approach and footwork. As you attack the hoop, just like any time you're handling the ball, you need your head up and you need your eyes up, and you need to be alert because there could be a defender coming, and you could have teammates open that have a better shot or an open three-pointer. You can't have your head down. You're not going to see the defender, and there's a good chance you could turn the ball over. If you're coming off the dribble, you want to be sure to end with a strong, aggressive dribble. You want to keep that dribble high, bring your other hand over it quickly to get a strong grasp on the ball. You make sure you're really strong with that ball. After that last aggressive dribble, you're going to plant that outside foot in preparation for launching off your left foot. A lot of people will call this the 1-2 because you get 2 steps after you pick up your dribble. And then after that, you're going to launch. Moving from that right into the actual jump and the takeoff. Like we said, you're going to plant on that inside foot and launch towards the hoop. Now, as you jump, you want your elbow and your knee to go up almost like they're attached, and they both have to go up and down at the same speed. This gives you the right momentum towards the hoop, and it's also going to help protect the ball. Now, one thing to be careful of is, especially for younger players, you'll hear coaches say jump up, not out. So if you jump where this picture shows, you're jumping up towards the hoop and your momentum's going up versus straight forward. If you jump from further away, you're going to have a lot of speed and momentum going forward, and you might hit it off the backboard too hard. Now, experienced players need to be able to jump from anywhere and finish, but for younger players, if you're noticing it's going off the backboard too hard, you want to jump up, not out. Ball position is important because we know there's going to be defenders out there trying to get the ball, swiping at the ball. So it's vital to have it in the right place. If you look at this diagram we showed before, on the left side, the ball's at the waist level, right in the middle of the body, really low, in a place where a defender can swipe at it and get a steal. On the right side, you can see how the ball is protected. It's on the outside shoulder, difficult for a defender to get to. As you raise up towards the hoop, you want to keep the ball either in the middle of your body, above the waist, around the chest or head height, or you want it on your outside shoulder. Having the ball close to your body at chest height or on your outside shoulder is where you're strongest with the ball. It's also where it's most obvious for a defender to reach across and hit you with their body. The last line of defense is that outside arm and elbow. You want to hold it straight and firm out, and you don't want to extend your arm, but this gives you one last set of protection against the defender. They'll actually have to reach across your body, across that arm to get the ball if you're in the right position. Just be sure not to extend it because then you could get called for an offensive foul. Finally, it's the release and the finish. So obviously you need to make the layup. And there's 2 ways to do that. There's the overhand finish, which is where your hand's actually behind the ball, almost like when you shoot, and then you propel the ball forward with a flick of the wrist when you get to the rim. This is sometimes easier for younger players because they have smaller hands, but because of your momentum forward, not only from your running but also shooting the ball forward, it can cause you to throw the ball too hard off the backboard and miss it. So you want to be sure that you're controlling your body and jumping up instead of out. The other option is the underhand finish. This is when your hand is actually under the ball and it just rolls off your fingers when you go to score inside. This gives you a little bit more control over the ball. It's best to use the backboard when you're finishing a layup from the wing. Now, where you hit it on the backboard depends on how fast you're going, whether you're using an underhand or an overhand delivery. But in general, you want to aim for the sides of the square, whichever side you're on, somewhere in the top half of that square, maybe even up towards the corner of the square. You have to experiment and practice with this. If you find that you're hitting it too hard off the backboard and it's coming out in front of the rim, missing, then maybe you need to shoot a little softer or shoot a little higher off the glass. The last thing is you need to be strong with the ball. You need to have a firm grip on it. But when you get up in the air to finish, you want to finish softly. Lay it nice and softly off the glass. That's it. Approach the hoop with the 1-2 step. Take off with that inside foot. Keep the ball on the outside shoulder or the middle. Be strong and finish soft.